Hi, welcome to Blossom Your Creativity. My name is Debbie, and I'm so happy you stopped by for a visit. On my channel, I like to do DIYs, and I love to do faux foods. This is your kind of jam. You're in the right place, so we can be creative together. Now, if you like what I'm doing, please leave me a thumbs up, comment, and share. And if you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting for? It's free. Simply hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified for new videos. So let's get started and craft away. Okay, it's challenge time again, and it's the Bee-Wreath-Able DIY challenge. DIY number 1, I'm gonna make a bee out of these hearts left over from Valentine's. I'm gonna use the white chalk paint and the black, and I found this fabric at the thrift store, so I'm gonna use that as well. And then I found this King's Gold yellow, and I think it is really nice, and so I'm going to use that underneath as my base. And then I'm going to attach that fabric with some Mod Podge and just make sure that it's completely adhered. I'm trying to hide the fact that there's a hole in the heart, and also I really thought that this fabric would be perfect for the bee's little stinger butt. You tell me what you guys think. Now I'm just cutting strips of that same fabric because I'm going to use it in a messy bow for this in a little bit, you'll see. All right, so now I'm taking that heart that I have painted with a base coat of white, and I'm just using the Posca black pen and making little dash marks, and then the same on the black brown piece. I'm using the white Posca marker to make my little white dots. And so now here I'm just going to go ahead and add a little craft stick. That way I can have it all in one piece together. I added a couple little pieces so that everything sits a little flush. So I'm going to add my black piece, which is the head, and then the 2 hearts butted up against each other, and that will create the wings. Super cute. I just love this. And I love that heart that I used because it has that little pointy end for the stinger. So I didn't have a black Chanel stick for the antlers, so I just took a white one and I put a little black paint on it. So it's more of a grayish than a black, but it's okay. It turned out. And then with the end of the paintbrush, I just twirled it around to make the antennas a little squiggly. So now I'm trying to make my messy bow, and I am one to say I do not do very well with bows, so I'm just stacking different fabrics and ribbons, and I've watched a lot of videos, and every time I go to try it, it doesn't really look as good as everybody else's, but you know, the attempt is there, and I've tried. So it looks pretty good for me not being a professional anyways. So here I'm just using another Chanel stick just to get it all together. I'm cutting my tails, and then once I get it all put together, then I'm going to add it to my little bee. All right, I just hot glued that to my bee, and then I want a little embellishment, so I'm going to use a button and then another little embellishment. Looks like a flower, and I got that off of Etsy, and I think this little bee turned out super cute. Tell me what you guys think. All right, DIY number 2. I got this from the Dollar Tree, and it looks like a honey hive, beehive, honey hive. I don't know however you say it. So I'm taking those same colors, white, the King's Gold and the black, I'm going to paint the inside with the chalk paint white, and then I will go through with the King's Gold. It's always nice to put a white background to a color because that makes the color stand out even more vibrant. So once I did that, of course I was messy with my painting because I knew that I was going to go over it with the black in the end, and once I added the black, it really just made the project really stand out. I really like that. So once that is complete, I'm going to use the stencil and put my wording on. Now, I was wanting to change it. At first I left it, but then I thought, let me go ahead and change it. That might have been a mistake because I didn't do such a great job with that, but that's okay. I try to fix it. But anyways, if you understand what I'm saying, it says, you know, bee, like B-E, but because it's a bee themed, I wanted to say B-E-E. So I had to somehow put another E in there. So you'll see that in just a little bit. But so I am just using the black paint, and the black just really shows up really well on the King's Gold paint. And there you go. And you see I added another, oh, I didn't add the other E yet, but here I'm just adding some embellishments, some little flowers. So, you know, that's where the bees go to get their nectar to make the honey. And now you can see in the background that I have added the extra E, and I did try to make it a little bit more cleaner the best I could. Now I'm just adding that cute little bow. I have the two different styles of bows. One looks like beehive, and then the other one is the black and white check. And then I'll add a little embellishment in the middle as a little bee, and that'll be it. So let's talk about this challenge. It's the Bee-Wreath-Able because we're supposed to include a wreath along with some bee DIYs, and you'll see that wreath coming up. Now this is hosted by some incredible friends, C from CeeJ DIY, and Michelle from DIY Craftaholic, and Jackie from Crafting in Mimi's World. All three of these ladies are fantastic. I love how they do their crafts, and you must go and check them out, as well as the playlist. And I have linked all of that into my description box. So go over and check them out and say Debbie sent you. All right, this is number 3, and this is my wreath. Now, this isn't the first time using this mesh stuff, so I wasn't sure. I watched a couple videos, but I think I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. I love the colors that I was able to use, and so I'm just simply wrapping each side and coming to a point in the middle, and then I'm taking the chenille sticks that I cut in half, and I'm just wrapping 3 pieces together, 2 of the solid colors and then 1 of the striped, and then I did the opposite with 2 striped and 1 solid, just to give it some color variation. So I'm just again doing a little bunch of 3, and then I'm going to add it to this wreath form that I have. I don't know where I got it, but I've had it for quite some time. I use it for different projects. So I'm just simply attaching the little pieces with the chenille sticks so it's not permanent. I can remove it. And so then at first I was going at a diagonal, then a vertical. I don't know, either way. But anyway, so now I'm going to do the bow. Oh my goodness, you guys, this was so stressful because I don't know how to do bows. And I wanted to do a good job for my wreath. I love oh my goodness, the ribbons that I used. But I think I made it too short. I didn't make them long enough. So you'll see in a few minutes how it works. So then I was trying to find the 3rd color, and that black and white buffalo was too wide. So then I found this polka dot one, but it wasn't wired. So I thought, well, I need to hide my Chanel sticks. So what a perfect way. And I think they're so adorable. So I just made little finger bows, and then I'm hot gluing them on top of the little things that I made. And then I found that little bee. Man, this video is going fast. So I found that little bee at Hobby Lobby, and then I attached that with a Chanel stick as well and a little bit of glue. So here I am still working, going back to that bow, and I've seen where people cut a little piece in the middle of each one, and that way your Chanel stick can wrap around and it'll be tight. Again, I think my ribbons were way too short because once I went to fluff them out, it was kind of small. But it turned out okay because the wreath is not that big. And so I think the size that I made the bow is perfect for my wreath. So you guys tell me how you think I did. Again, I'm not a bow maker. If I could buy a bow, I would prefer that. So let me know what you guys think. I do think that the wreath itself in the end turned out perfect. Look how cute it is hanging on my wall. I love it. Moving right along to DIY number 4. So I'm using some air dry clay. This is from Glitz and Glue over on Facebook. And I got these, I got that mat from Hobby Lobby, and I'm gonna make like a little beehive. And this clay is a little sticky, so it's hard to use sometime. But I worked through it, and here I'm making a little beehive. I guess the other one was a honeycomb. So because it was so hard to get out, I did make another one, but I put it in the freezer first before I removed it so it wouldn't, distort my image. And now I'm going to make a little bee. Super cute. So now I'm going to let this air dry, because that's what it's called, and I let it dry for about 48 hours completely because this clay is very wet, so it took a couple of days to dry. Now, once my cookies have dried, I'm going to use this Fast and Final spackle. I put it in a pastry bag. You can use a little bit of white if you need it to be thinner. I definitely did not need it to be thinner in this case. And I just whipped it up, put it in a pastry bag, and now I am just putting it on the cookie. Now remember, this cookie is already dry, so I was able to work with it. Once I had enough filling, then I added the bottom part, and I put a little extra in where I could see gaps, and then I did the same thing for the little honey, I don't know what you call that, the honey comb. There you go. And then because I wanted to brighten it up a little bit, I just put a little bit of the glitter from Glitz and Glue over on Facebook, and that it really is really made it sparkle. So I let that sit overnight so that I can go ahead and work with it. And now I'm showing you the picture. I forgot to put the little indentations for the hive, so I'm just simply trying to create that now that it's dry. And I used a little bit of I can't remember that color, it's a light yellow color, and then I just added just a little bit of, I think it's nutmeg, I'm not sure, just to give it like a tone. And then I'm using the black puffy paint and creating that little squiggly line, and I added the little bee onto that as well. Oh my gosh, this one I think is my favorite. It turned out so good. So now the next one I'm going to do is the bee. I'm just going to give it some color. So I'm just adding the black for the head, and then I'll give it 2 little black stripes, and then I'll add some white for the wings, and then in between the black stripes I'll add some yellow dimensional paint. So it turned out okay. I think the bee itself was a little too chunky. It needed a little bit better form, but in all, it turned out really great. And then at the end, of course, I have to add a little bit of glitter while it was still wet, so it would give it a little bit of shine. Tell me what you guys think about this. Now, I didn't do anything to the honeycomb. I just left it the way it was because I did that imprint when I first made it, and I think it didn't need anything else. All right, last and final DIY number 5. I found this luminary at the thrift store. It was on a 50% off sale, so I believe I got it for $1.50. I'm not sure if this is a Dollar Tree item, but it's really cute. Anyways, it didn't have the light underneath, and I have a little candle from the Dollar Tree, so I'll be using that. I did notice that it was starting to come apart, so I just hot glued that little corner, and good as new. So here is the here I'm going to add a piece of ribbon because I want to hide that seam. So I'm going to use this yellow ribbon, and then once that's attached, then I will use a piece of the white rickrack and add that on top. That will give it some dimension, and because the colors are yellow and white, I thought that would be perfect. So I'm just using some tacky glue to adhere this to the box, and I will go all the way around. Initially, I was only going to do 3 sides because I didn't have that much rickrack, but after I got to the back side, I realized I was able to go ahead and complete the look. Super cute. You guys tell me what you guys think, and then you will see this in the final reveal with the candle inside. I do hot glue that in there. I don't show that on camera. But I'll have it all lit up for you. And I do all 4 sides of the box just to make sure that it is has a complete look. And I think that rickrack really did well for this box because it was kind of looking a little cheesy, and now with the addition of the ribbon and the rickrack, it looks really cute. So you guys tell me what you guys think. It was a quick and simple DIY, and you will see in the reveal how I displayed. All right, you're at the final reveal, and I think they all turned out fantastic. I love those cookies. They're so super cute. But actually, all of the DIYs turned out incredibly great. I just enjoyed doing the bee themed. I had some more ideas, but I just simply couldn't put any more DIYs in one video. The video was long enough as it was. So I might have to do another bee DIY video in the future. So I hope you guys like what I did. Thank you so much to all the ladies who put this together, C, Michelle, and Jackie. And don't forget to go over to the playlist and watch the rest of the awesome creators who participated in this challenge to see what they came up with. And I want to thank you all for stopping by and watching my video. If you're not already subscribing, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe bell, or hit the subscribe and then hit the bell. If you're already a returning subscriber, thank you. You guys stay safe and keep crafting.